It's pretty common in the reptile hobby to try and cut costs or find ways to save money, and if you're balling on a budget, I can totally respect that. But in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 high-end products that I think are worth their money when it comes to chameleon keeping. So all these products that I'm going to recommend, I personally use, I've bought with my own money. This is not sponsored. This is just me speaking off of my experiences, some products that I have found to be really helpful for me as a chameleon keeper and help give me peace of mind and make my life a little easier. I'm going to start with the most expensive recommendation, suggestion, product review. Yeah, the first one's going to be a Solarmeter. It looks like this. Ooh, maybe you've heard of a Solarmeter, maybe you haven't. A Solarmeter is a device that measures the UV index or the UVI. You can use it and point it at the sun and you can measure it, but as reptile keepers, we use Solarmeters to measure the UVI of our UVB bulb. I know it's a lot of acronyms, but basically, like, to simplify it, this will measure how much UVB is being put off by the bulb. What's cool about the Solarmeter is that it allows you to figure out the safe regions or the Ferguson zone for your chameleon. So you can know exactly where to place your branch in your enclosure to give your chameleon the correct exposure to UVB. This way you're not running the risk of overexposure, and more importantly, you're not running the risk of underexposure. Additionally, it'll tell you when you need to replace your UVB bulb, because just because a UVB bulb turns on does not mean that it's putting off enough UVB, because they become less potent, less powerful as the bulb gets older. So even if it turns on, you may not be getting the UVB levels that you need, or the UVI levels. But if you had a Solarmeter, then you would know exactly when those levels are starting to diminish and when they're no longer in the zone that is ideal for your chameleon. So the price tag that comes with the Solarmeter is $250. Give or take, that's the average price. You can get it on Amazon. There's a bunch of other places you can get it. There are 2 kinds of Solarmeters that you want. There's a bunch out there, but the 2 that you want for a chameleon is a Solarmeter model 6.5 or the 6.5R. The only difference between the 2 is the 6.5R is branded as the reptile Solarmeter, but is identical. The only difference is that the sticker is different. The actual meter itself is totally fine. And if yours looks different than mine, I think they've rebranded the 6.5. I think it's blue now. So if it looks different than this, just make sure it's the 6.5 or the 6.5R. And I know $250 can be a steep price tag, especially when your chameleon costs $40. But if we think about it, if a chameleon lives on average 5 to 7 years, hopefully longer, and you need to replace your UVB bulb, the standard recommendation is to replace your UV bulb every 6 to 12 months. I've had my UVB bulbs for over a year, but I can only comfortably do that because I have a Solarmeter to measure it, so I know exactly when to replace my bulbs. So I'm actually saving myself money because I'm getting the most out of my bulbs and not replacing them sooner than I need to. Obviously, if you don't have a Solarmeter, you need to be more conservative and replace them sooner than later, just in case. And if you're wondering what UVI levels are correct for a chameleon and what levels you should be aiming for, this is an ongoing conversation in the chameleon hobby, and there's lots of research being done and experiments being done, which is great. But I'm going to link those resources down below because I don't want to give you guys what is considered the current data and current information in case people are watching this video, down the road. This way you have the most recent information and you can read as much or little as you want because it gets a little complicated when we're talking about UVB. The second product I'm going to recommend is a MistKing misting system. If you ask any chameleon keeper who has been in the hobby for a while, they're always going to recommend a MistKing. You could start off with a Repti Rain or a Clima Mist or a, what's the other one, Monsoon, whatever. Those are all fine, but if you want the best of the best and you want the most bang for your money, I recommend a MistKing misting system. There are different bundles and versions, but I'm going to recommend the starting misting system. There's no need to get like the ultimate or like the mega super duplex, whatever one it is. Just get the starter one. You can connect up to 10 nozzles. So I have 3 chameleon enclosures running off of one MistKing misting system, and it's great. There are currently 2 versions out, the V4 and the V5. I have the V4, it's currently retailing for $129, and the V5 is retailing for $149. The only difference that I can tell based off of what I'm reading online is that the V5 has improved electronics with the timer, but I haven't had any issues with my timer or electronics in my V4. Additionally, the bulkhead is improved. I did have issues with my V4 bulkhead. I ended up having to use silicone to seal it. I guess this improved bulkhead is, you don't have to worry about that, so fingers crossed. And then the last thing that they changed is in the V5, they have a reservoir like filter thing that you can do to make sure there's no particles getting through and ruining your nozzles. But I haven't had this issue because I use a Brita filter for all my water, so I try to prevent that from happening. There are 3 reasons why I think the MistKing is worth every single cent. For one, it's an automatic misting system. You don't have to worry about spraying or doing the pumpy thingy like and spraying it. It's all on timers. This is great for if you need to go on vacation, if you like to sleep in, if you wake up early for work, if you want a night on the town, like whatever it is, it's all on timers. So this is great. What's really beneficial of the MistKing misting system is that the timer is a seconds timer, which means I can select 10 different durations that I want the misting system to go off. So I can pick like 7 a.m. for 3 minutes and 33 seconds. I can pick 7 p.m. for 3 hours and 3 minutes and 33 seconds. Not that I would recommend that misting schedule, but you get the idea. It's super, super, super customizable as like 10 different times, as long or as little as you want. This is great. In comparison, the existing misting systems that are on the market are cycle timers. So it'd be like every 6 hours for 15 minutes or every 3 hours for like 10 minutes. Whatever it is, you're limited to the cycle that it provides with the misting system. And none of those provide the correct misting schedule that a Chameleon requires. They need 2 times a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, 2 to 4 minute duration. That's the general recommendation for misting for a Chameleon. But only the MistKing allows you the ability to customize that. Not to mention across enclosures. This is great. The second reason why I'm going to recommend the MistKing is the mist itself. It is exactly what it is. It is a mist. It's very fine, it's quiet, it's light, and it's not going to disturb your Chameleon as much as the other misting systems are very forceful and are more like spraying versus a light mist. So the quality of mist is much higher in the MistKing. Additionally, you can have a custom reserve bucket. It doesn't come with it, so it's up to you what bucket you want to use. You could use a tiny little cup, or you could get like a 15-gallon bucket. Whatever it is, it's customizable, which I think is great. And so you can make it as big or as little as you want. You're not constrained by the water, holder that comes with the misting system. The last high-end product I'm going to recommend is Strand Ledges. These are made by Bill Strand through his company Dragon Strand Enclosures. And if you buy a Dragon Strand enclosure, it does come with the Dragon Strand Ledges, which those are great enclosures. But I think what really makes the Dragon Strand enclosures, obviously the enclosures themselves are very high quality and are very nice, but the Dragon Ledges, that's what the game changer is, and that's what you can purchase separately. You can get a pack of 5, the 24-inch that would fit an XL ReptiBreeze for $49. I think plus shipping in there, but they retail for $49, which means you can buy your super cheap ReptiBreeze for $100, $150, whatever they're going for these days, and then buy separately your Dragon Strand Ledges. And a very popular question I get asked is, how do I attach branches and plants, and how do you have your pothos dangling on the top? I use Dragon Strand Ledges. They're a great investment. They help distribute the weight. It allows you to fixate branches and potted plants throughout the enclosure. They're an excellent investment. The Dragon Ledges come in a variety of sizes and a variety of quantities. So whether you're working off of the Zoom In ReptiBreeze Medium or the XL, or you want 10, or you want 5, or you're using an Exoterra, Bill's done a really great job of creating a variety of sizes and quantities so then you can get exactly what you need for the enclosure that you have. So let me know down in the comments if you guys use these products, if there's other high-end Chameleon products that you would recommend for keepers. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave me any questions or comments down below. Feel free to subscribe so you know when I post a new video. You can follow Neptune and all my chameleons on Instagram at Neptune the Chameleon. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day. Bye! Someone's talking in my hallway. Cut costs and figure out. And this is going to be the output of, how best to explain? Dragon Ledges. These are